Building a habit doesn't have to be this painful and arduous process. It shouldn't need to be something that takes a tremendous amount of willpower and motivation every day to stick to. That's why it's called a habit. It should just be something that you do with little thinking and with as little resistance as possible. So if you've been struggling with all of these negative feelings that I've just described, then chances are you're probably going about it the wrong way. In this video, I'm going to share some evidence-based tips that have helped me tremendously in sticking to my habits. So some habits that I've managed to stick to in the past year are going to the gym 4 times a week, cooking healthy meals at home 90% of the time and not ordering food or eating out as much, posting YouTube videos consistently every week, and reading every night before bed for at least 30 minutes to an hour. And this is with minimal struggle, minimum resistance, and minimal effort. Let me show you how. But before we get into it, if you're new here, my name is Tika, and I post videos every Sunday on evidence-based self-improvement, productivity, health, and well-being. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please do subscribe and like the video. Make it fun and enjoyable. This is a super underrated point in my opinion. People think that sticking to habits needs to be this really difficult and hard and unenjoyable thing, but it doesn't have to be. You should make whatever it is that you want to keep on doing more fun for you so that you'll want to stick to it. If you want to become one of those people that reads self-improvement nonfiction books all the time, but you're not really into that sort of genre just yet, then start with something that you do like. If you happen to love sci-fi books or romance novels, then start with that. Get stuck into the habit of reading first. I really love this quote by Naval Ravikant, and he says that you should read what you love until you love to read. And this has been so true for me. I've always been a huge reader for as long as I can remember, and I started out by reading literally anything that I wanted, ranging from teen literature to stuff about werewolves and vampires to memoirs to classic literature. My reading interests have evolved so much over the years, and it wasn't until recently where I started to really appreciate self-improvement books and nonfiction books. So start with what you like to read, and then that will help you to build that habit of reading in the first place so that you would want to continue doing it. Fall in love with the general act of reading, and then eventually you'll get to the point where you want to start branching out into different types of genres like self-improvement or self-development and productivity, if that's what your goal is. Another example that I can take from my own experience is cultivating the habit of drinking lemon water every morning. So I wanted to get into this habit because apparently there's loads of health benefits, like how it can boost your immune system or how it supposedly helps with your digestion. For years and years, I tried to stick to this habit, but I just, for some reason, could not do it. Until one day, a couple months back, I decided that I wanted to buy this really aesthetic looking glass that all these fitness influencers have on Instagram. And I swear, since then, I've been drinking lemon water consistently every morning. And I actually look forward to that part of my morning routine now. And I don't really know why that is, but I do feel like it probably has something to do with how it taps into my Gen Z/millennial brain that just really loves aesthetic things. So by making it aesthetic and enjoyable, it actually allowed me to stick to that habit. Make it easier to do the thing that you have to do. This is about lowering the activation energy to do that particular activity. If you want to cultivate the habit of going to the gym 4 times a week, then you should try to find a gym that's like a 5-minute walk away as opposed to like a 15-minute drive away. It's gonna make a huge difference. If you pick a gym that's like a 15-minute drive away, then on the days where your motivation is a bit lower than usual, you're gonna use that as an excuse to not go. Personally, my gym is a really short walk away, and it's a really pleasant walk too, so I actually enjoy the act of going to the gym, and that alone has helped me tremendously in sticking to my goal. If you want to get into the habit of cooking more instead of ordering delivery every day, then you can do a couple things here. You can rent somewhere that's within walking distance to a decent supermarket. You can make sure that you have all the basic tools that you need to make a variety of things like different sized pans and pots and colanders and utensils and things like that. You can research recipes in advance and pick 5 go-to recipes that you can make over and over again. This is so you can eliminate the decision fatigue which comes with figuring out what to eat every day or what to cook every day. Basically, you want to eliminate all possible excuses so that you leave yourself with absolutely no reason to not do that habit. Make it as easy as possible for you to carry it out. Increase the difficulty of the thing that you want to stop doing. I try to make it a habit to read every night before bed for at least 30 minutes to an hour, but I know that if my phone is with me in the room, then I will definitely get get distracted by it. I'll be too tempted to pick it up and start doom scrolling on social media. If I want to read undistracted, then what I'll do is leave my phone in another room. So if I wanted to go and doom scroll, then I would have to physically get up and go to the other room to go and get it. And 90% of the time, I would be way too lazy to do that. So I would just stay in bed or wherever it is that I'm reading and just continue doing that. If you, let's say, want to stop eating unhealthy snacks, then what you should do is just not have any in the house at all, because then you'll make it way too easy to access. If you don't keep any in the house, then if you wanted some, you'll have to go through the hassle of getting dressed and getting ready, leaving the house, walking to the shops and buying the snack, coming home and going through all that hassle. And not having any snacks readily available in the house will mean that it can act as a barrier for you to stop doing that unhealthy habit. Use external systems out of your head. This is making use of productivity systems that don't rely on you having to think about things or remember things, like post-it notes, alarms, or reminders. Your brain is unreliable. Don't stay organized in your head. For example, if you want to save money, then you should automate it. Whenever your paycheck comes in, make sure you set automatic recurring transfers to put money into your savings account automatically. Don't rely on your brain to remember every single month. If you want to remember to eat healthier, then you should block out a time weekly in your calendar for meal prepping. If you want to remember to pay your bills on time every month, then you should set a reminder on your phone or some sort of a notification or alarm to basically remind you on the same day every month that you need to pay your bills today. I actually have an entire video that teaches you how to create effective systems in order to stick to your goals, even on the days where you have zero motivation. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the description below, or maybe I'll try to put the link somewhere on the screen here. Have visible habit cues. This is about manipulating your environment so that it is as conducive as possible for you sticking to that habit that you want to cultivate. For example, if your usual habit is to just lie on the couch and watch TV when you come home from work, but what you really want to do is to start reading more, what you should do is switch the TV remote with a book and put the remote somewhere far away, like in another room, so that when you come home from work, what you'll want to do is lie on the couch as usual, but the book will be there instead of the TV remote. And that's going to prompt you to read instead of watching TV. Over time, you will learn to associate the cozy and relaxed feelings of being on the couch with reading as opposed to watching TV. And that is going to help you stick to that positive habit. I wanted to leave you with just one final tip to remember, and that is you're in this for the long haul. Habits are a long-term, hopefully lifelong thing, which means that you shouldn't have to go in guns blazing. You have your whole life ahead of you to do this. So start small and start simple. Don't feel like you need to start working out 5 times a week right off the bat, unless of course that is genuinely what your goal is and you enjoy doing that, then that's fine. But I think what is more realistic for most people is to just start small. Start with something that's going to be realistic for you. Go once a week to that spin class, and then maybe after a month you can go twice a week, and then you can kind of build from there. Over time you'll get used to it, and your body will also get fitter, and you'll be able to manage going more times during the week. So remember that habits are a lifelong thing that you want to cultivate, not just a short-term burst or sprint. If you found these insights helpful or valuable in any way, then please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really goes a long way in supporting this channel. I post videos every Sunday on evidence-based self-improvement, productivity, health, and well-being. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please do check out the other videos on my channel. Okay guys, take care and see you in the next video.